Welcome to Northwest Air Guns. I'm John. And what's wrong with this picture? So I've been working on a bunch of Crosman 140s and 1400s here, and came across this one. It's what we're going to do is we're going to take the wood off of this, and I happen to have, I don't know how, but I happen to have a replacement. So we're going to take the wood off of this one and put it on this one. But I got to say, I kind of admire what whoever did this, what they ended up doing, because apparently this came out or something. So they got a screw and a bolt or a nut and drilled it out, and I don't know how much they shot it, but you know, it works. Because I see a lot of stuff like this. And you think, well, that's going to mess up the tube. Well, not if you go into the tube and grind it or file it or whatever he did or she did to make that fit in there. So we're going to take our victim here and we're going to go ahead and get this forearm off. The problem with it is it doesn't go all the way through. These pins were drilled and driven from this side, and if you had a punch, you could just punch them out if there were holes here, but there aren't any holes here. So when you do punch them out, you're going to split the wood, and it's not going to look very good, and it's just not a very good way to do it. So the plan here is to go ahead. We got a little drill, and these are roll pins, so they're not solid. And you can take, I think you can see that, you can get your drill, put it down in there, and hopefully there's enough there to drill through the other side. And we'll do that on this one and this one. And then we will have located where those pins are over here, and we can drill out just right exactly where those pins are. And then we can drive, well, we can drive them out either side, I guess. Okay, so we're ready. This is going to look a little funny, but I didn't know that I'd be able to get enough of the drill into the chuck here, because we don't have, the drill is pretty short, and I'm not sure it's even going to go all the way through. So I got a little pin vise, and it's just barely in there, so we're going to take it kind of slow and easy and see if we can get through these pinholes here. All right, I put tape on the other side so we could, maybe it won't split. You can see we've barely made it through right there. I'll do the other one. Okay, so we made it through in both places. You can just barely see the pinhole here and a pinhole there. And what we're going to do now is we'll get another drill and drill those two locations so that we can punch these out all the rest of the way. Okay, we're here at the drill press. Got a 1/8 inch drill bit there. That's what size the holes were on the other side. I set it up in this vise, hoping that these are straight, you know, drill straight down into there rather at some angle. And I'm using the lever here as kind of a guide to keep it level. So let's go ahead and drill these and see what happens. Okay, I can see I need something under there to hold it up. Okay, here we go. looks about right. Okay, we took it down until we hit metal. Now we'll do the other side here. Okay, we hit metal there. Let's take it back to the bench and see what kind of damage we can do over there. Okay, so we're going to drill it out so that the pins come out, or punch them out so they come out the original 2 holes here. We'll put tape over that. Maybe it'll help protect it from the wood splitting a little bit. We've got a 1/8 inch roll pin punch here that we're going to use. Just fits in the hole there. Come on, there it is. And we'll get the little hammer, not the big hammer, and see what kind of damage we can do here. Well, there's the first one. That happened pretty easily. I'm not going to take it all the way out. Okay, I leave these in so that when we drive them back in, I won't have to go, find the holes and stuff again. So what we have to do now is, if you'll look at this one, it doesn't have any holes here drilled yet. So we're going to have to drill those, and we're going to use this one as our guide. Let me get that set up. Well, here's our setup for transferring the holes from the old one to the new one. And I've got it in the vise. We're going to drill this out with that 1/8 inch drill bit over at the drill press. But if I didn't have the lever here, the link lever, I probably wouldn't have, I probably would just take a punch and put it through here, hit it, and put a transfer mark on the new one. But given that I don't want to take this link out because it helps us to line everything up properly. We got a screw here in these the pump lever hole there for the front, and then this tends to make it a little bit more stable and easier to transfer these holes here. I got a little spacer in between here. I think you can see there's some space in between. Because of the all this stuff we got going on here with the old link pin. So I'm going to take it over to the drill press and we'll drill it. And I'll do that off camera. Be back in a minute. Well, out with the old and in with the new. It makes me ashamed to say this, but I probably won't throw this away. You might need... Now this has now got some burrs on it, so we're going to deburr it real quick. Just got a deburring tool here, chamfering tool. That pin. Okay, well I had planned this to be easy, and it turns out it wasn't. We were originally going to drive the pins in from this side, and we were going to leave these pins in place, and drive them in from this side. And anyway, the point is that I couldn't get everything to line up. So what I did is I was able to look through. You can see daylight. If you look through the pin, you can see through the pin, through the holes, and out the other hole. So I've stuck a pin through this rear one, and now all I need to do on the front one is line up so that I can see and then tap it in. So that's the plan here. And to do that, we're going to get a piece of white. Hopefully that'll help. It's hard looking through here at a black hole. And then try and line this up. Right there looks good. And see, I can look through the pin and see the white underneath. So that tells me we're lined up with the holes in here. And still up. We're okay, going into the other side there. Okay, so now we're going to do the back one, and it should be pretty well lined up. Okay, I think you can see we're through on both of them. This one's in here and this one's here, so they're through the metal. Now we just got to finish tapping them down and getting them into the wood on the other side. Well, you can see here that the pins have gone through. There's the rear, or the front pin, and the rear, it's no rear pin, front pin. And it doesn't look too bad as far as the new holes we had to drill. So this one's ready to put into service on the gun that we're rebuilding. It took a little more pounding than I had expected, a little more effort, but that's part of what happens when you work on these old air guns. One time I did it with another gun, and I wasn't paying attention, and I got the forearm reversed. So it would, you know, the front was in the rear, and the rear, anyway, I had to take it apart and redo it. And this has a serial number, which I thought was interesting. And at some point, somebody's going to try and figure out when this gun was made, and they're going to look at this, and they'll look at the serial number on the gun, and they're not going to match. And that's going to blow their mind, but that's how it goes. Okay, thanks for watching.